And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a I'm Uncle Si episode of This Is Our Life.
Well, not quite.
Not quite, but I have on the camo. Well, I was looking for something to wear. I wanted something warmer than what I had on, so
It's
actually
chilly tonight.
I didn't have a shirt on, but hospital visitors name tag and cap. I'll take that off now. We're inside. We're back home.
Take your hat off, damn it. Yeah, messed up the hair, didn't you?
Yep. So I just want to talk about
okay, you two.
We get home and
you're awake, so
both kittens are in Carolyn's chair. So anyway,
they're awake now, so I put them on the floor. They're starting to wrestle each other.
We got this today. I thought it was cheaper than it actually was, so oh well, my bad. Anyway, we just got back from the hospital. Everything's okay. But we were both concerned, so we went. Better safe than sorry. But I wanted to.
I need to quit watching the pimple videos on YouTube. Some of them look like they're removing mountains from their bodies.
Oh my.
Jeez, guys.
I just want to explain my reasons for my support for the Free State Project and coming up here and all that kind of stuff. Some people right now might be going like, why are you here? Why did you come here? Da 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 da. So I thought I would explain. I'm cleaning Lucky's ears while I'm making this video.
He doesn't appreciate that exactly.
No, but he has dirty ears. That one's usually not bad.
It's usually the right ear that goes bad on him. I don't know how you get so much dirt in there, dog.
But anyway, so first of all, I believe in something called liberty. Liberty and freedom are two different things. Liberty is freedom with responsibility. Freedom is what many people mistakenly refer to as anarchy. Anarchy simply means no rulers. That's all it means. But, oh, Lucky, that's not as bad as sometimes, but...
I'm surprised he puts up with you.
Well, his first human mama did this a lot. So, anyway, I don't know if you can... Anyway, and, I see in other places there are all sorts of ridiculous laws. Not that we don't have some ridiculous laws here, but, you don't have a seatbelt law here. You don't have a general sales tax here. You don't have an income tax here. Those are all good things. But, and I want to further this kind of thing. Fewer laws, fewer regulations, less bureaucracy, more accountability. When we were coming out of hospital, the newspaper, there was something about an accountability thing going on, I think for the state police, or maybe it's statewide for all police in the state. And, we need more accountability of police and bureaucrats and elected officials and everybody else. But
things in that direction tend to get misused.
So that's why, and to me, that these things are being done here. I mean, just look at the fact that there is either a proposal or a law or a bill or whatever to hold the police accountable.
You want to see why? Just look at Illinois' former governor, George Ryan.
Yeah, what did he bribe people?
Oh, he stole money from the
state.
Yeah, a lot of money.
And
And he got served time in prison, but the state didn't get the money back.
One thing here, we have I looked the other day at the license for freshwater fishing license.
Oh God!
It's at least $50. It's $50 or $50-something. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's just totally ridiculous. That has to change. But
just to catch fish.
yeah, I mean, so that's one thing though that we can work on changing. But I don't see that it helps to harass and yell at people like meter maids. I just don't think that helps. There are other ways to do it. I see change taking place here, positive change. My only problem is is this group of people. I found them primarily in two locations, Keene and the
surrounding area.
What was that area we went to when we first?
Grafton.
The Grafton area and the greater Keene area.
Oh,
I find people to be very arrogant. They're friendly only up to a point. I just see that a lot of these people just want to change the power structure from those in power now to them becoming the ones in power.
Well, they were trying to take over Grafton's government, weren't they?
Yeah. And, that's
pushing it too far.
Yeah, I mean,
having a say in it, yes, but taking it over completely.
And, it's like we can change things without alienating everybody. Do you know how many people are alienated by some of the things that are done? I look at the people that have been elected and go to Concord and actually write the legislation and things like that. And these are not people getting in people's faces. These are people that are respectable, that are polite, that are firm, but polite. And those are the people, frankly, I want to be aligned with. I don't want to be aligned with people like Kurt Hoffman, who pulls guns on people and hits people and chokes people, and then you all defend him.
And act like he's a god.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think I've pretty much explained why I wanted to be here, why I wanted to be a part of this, and the kind of people I want to be involved with and not involved with. So, but anyway, am I doing my Uncle Si today? I don't actually watch. My wife watches it, so I've seen it. I've seen it.
It's humorous.
Yeah, it's humorous, and
you do look like him.
I do look like. I mean, my beard's white, and his has some dark in it, and
yours is longer.
Yeah, mine's definitely longer. But yeah, I like this camo. Actually, the other day.
I think you send him a picture of you.
Yeah. I might wind up on the show.
Ooh. So we're not going to move to Louisiana, are we?
Oh, that's where they are?
Yeah, that's where they live at. Like, oh, God. I don't want an alligator for a pet.
No. My grandparents, my step-grandparents in Texas, they had a natural pond, on their property, and my step-granddaddy was a farmer, just like my real granddaddy on my mom's side was a farmer. But he was long retired by then, though. But my real grandfather, both. Well,
what type of stuff did he farm?
My grandfather or my step-grandfather?
Well, both of them.
I don't know about my step-grandfather. My real grandfather, tobacco, potatoes,
corn, cotton.
Yeah, cotton.
Well, he lived in southeast Missouri. That was all they did.
Yeah. But
good area for it.
And see, I've seen government regulation run amok in more ways than one. My grandfather in North Carolina, he basically got run out of business by the FDR administration because of all their new regulations and price controls that poor farmers like
put them out of business.
Yeah, like my granddaddy, he went out of business. He could not afford to farm.
That's wrong.
It was the taxes, the regulations, the price controls, you could only sell, you know, you were only allowed to sell to certain people under certain conditions and all that kind of stuff. And what they were doing, you know, there were potato farmers out in that area. I'm surprised you could grow potatoes in soil that's that wet, but...
Tough. They're tough critters.
Well, they grow potatoes in Ireland. Ireland's pretty wet. But anyway, what they would do is, you know, they have the harvest. They'd pay you for the harvest. And then what they would do is they would take the potatoes and they'd put a dye on it and tell everybody it was poisonous. And then take it out in the swamps and dump it. And people would not go out there because they were afraid that dye was really poisonous. And these were starving people. This is during the Depression. And these were starving people.
My mother would have been out there.
And I have a feeling the dye was not...
It's probably just some food coloring.
Yeah, yeah. I think my mother said it was red, but I could be wrong about that. But, you know, so what did my granddaddy do? My granddaddy, after that, and before that, while he was a farmer, and after he stopped farming, he was a soda jerk. Of course, some people don't even know what that is anymore. He was usher at the movie theater. The old kind of movie theaters where there was one movie a week. That was it. Sometimes it might last more than a week. I don't know. You know, he did whatever. He got a job with one of the FDR programs. They tore up the railroad. They rebuilt the railroad. Excuse me. They rebuilt the railroad going from Washington, North Carolina to Aurora, North Carolina. Then you know what they did? They tore it up again. That was an FDR project. That's like, I'm going to pay you to move this pile of dirt over there, and once you get it over there, I want you to move it back over here. It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's busy work. They got paid for it, but...
Honey,
what?
I think you're blocking my internet connection somehow.
I'm sorry. So anyway, folks, so, you know, and there was a Riddler report some years ago. This was before we moved up here. This was when I was still in San Antonio. Over in Manchester, there was a power problem in one business. So the state power company turned off the power for the entire block.
Oh, God. Where was that?
In Manchester. One business was having an issue. So they turned the power off on the whole block.
Well.
And see, that's the kind of thing I want to help change.
That's stupidity.
Yeah. And you don't change those kind of things by following meter maids around, yelling at them, and putting them down, and calling them names, and...
Harassing.
And harassing them. So... I guess it's time for me to start finding a new group of people to have anything to do with. So far, you know...
Is the connection active?
Yes.
Well, my thing is spinning.
Okay, well, let me finish this video and I'll work on it, sweetie. So, I'm doing my Uncle Si tonight. Maybe I should make another video, an Uncle Si video. I don't know how he talks, so I don't know if I could talk like him, but... does he sound like a Cajun?
Like
oh, really?
Not exactly, but
what do I sound? Do I sound like Texan? Or Southern? Or Southern? Oh, well. Should have heard my uncle. When I first started talking to my uncle on the telephone, oh my gosh, he has such a strong Southern accent. I could barely understand some of what he said.
Now, my aunt, she said, y'all come back now.
Yep.
She lives in Arkansas. My other aunt, she said pecan pie, not pecan.
Yep.
Pecan.
You see, I said pecan, but
I had a southern twang when I was little.
My mother grew up in North Carolina. I think she was like that. She grew up saying pecan. Yeah, so, you know, and, you know, to me in Texas we had crawdads. That's like a southeast Texas thing or east Texas thing maybe, I don't know. But we had crawdads, not crayfish or crawfish, but crawdads. You know,
I wouldn't want to eat those things. My dad said they taste like mud.
Yeah, but if you do there was this Cajun restaurant in San Antonio. I hadn't been to it in many years. Basically because I didn't live anywhere close to it, and it wasn't cheap. I forget the name of it, but this coon ass, as the Cajuns called themselves, he owned it, and he eventually died, but the place is still, as far as I know, it's still around. Now, I ate crawdads there once, and it was like that, muddy tasting.
Yeah.
But then there was another time I ate them there, and what they did is basically they flushed them out. They put them in fresh water like every day, and like you feed them like cornmeal, yeah, and that helps flush them out. And those crawdads, those were good. Those were really good. That was actually a very good restaurant.
Well, maybe that one time they were running short on them and didn't have time to do feeding them the cornmeal.
Yeah. Fresh water and cornmeal, those are the two things. But, and my wife was saying about gators. My grandparents' farm in Hempstead, Texas, they had this pond back there, and I asked my grandmother whilst we were down there fishing. She would never fish on a Sunday. We were allowed to leave our fishing poles down there with, we bait the hook on Saturday and we'd put it down there and everything. And Monday you could go back out there.
Oh, God.
And you usually have like a catfish on the line. But I asked...
Yeah, fishing pole left.
Yeah, because we use like king poles there. But I asked grandmother once, I said, "Can I go swimming, Grandma?" "No." I was like, oh gosh, what did I say wrong? She said, "You ask Mrs. Hunt when she comes down." I said, "Yes, ma'am." When Mrs. Hunt comes down, and I said, "Mrs. Hunt, Grandma said I had to ask you if I could go swimming." And she said, "No." She said, "See over yonder? There are two big gators under, I think they were willow trees." They're just...
They probably like the shade.
Yeah, so I was like, I picked my feet up. I did not put my feet over that little pier ever again. Every time we rode the horses back there, and we rode through, there was this creek that fed the pond. And every time we rode the horses back there, because to get to the back pasture, back field actually, it wasn't a pasture. A farm has fields, a ranch has pasture.
Yeah. It's still ground.
Yeah.
Still dirt.
We'd have to cross this creek, and I would pick my feet up. I was way up on top of this horse, and I would still pick my feet up. I'd be looking down there, I hope that gator doesn't come up and grab me off this horse. But, anyway, good memories, Anyway, that's all I really have to say. Bye-bye.